Right, so I gotta know, what are your top 10 comic book adapted movies of all time?
Hello, my gamma friends. So I saw this video from the Real for Real podcast, and I thought I would stitch and it and tell you guys what my top 10 and comic book adaptation ends are. This will not be in any kind of order. Or I'm gonna tag a couple people. Myself. That I would love to see what their top tens are. All right, let's get into this. So the first film that I have on my top 10 is The Avengers, the first Avengers film from 2012. It's just such a monumental film. I love that film so much. And also like it has my favorite like feel for the Hulk in the MCU. Oh, so I really like that film a lot. The next one is also one that has one of my favorite um feels for Hulk in the MCU, which is Thor Ragnarok. I love Thor Ragnarok so much, and how they use Hulk in it. It was such a fun film, I think. And even though a lot of people liked Thor Love and Thunder, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I think that Thor Ragnarok cemented Taika Waititi as one of the best filmmakers in the MCU. Next is one that is a very controversial pick, since a lot of people hate this film, but Howard the Duck. I love Howard the Duck. I've watched it so many times ever since as I first tried watching it a few years ago. I expected to hate this film, but I didn't, and I ended up loving it. And I've watched it so many times since then, and for many different reasons. And Howard the Duck is a character that I really want. Particularly the '80s Howard the Duck is one that I really want to see them and bring back in Avengers: Secret Wars for a cameo, because I think that would be absolutely hilarious. Next is the Lego Batman movie. I wanted to make sure to include something from DC. I'm not a big DC fan, but I loved the Lego Batman and movie so much. Will Arnett is so much fun as Batman. Zach Galifianakis was a great Joker in it. And I just had so much fun with this film. Next, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man: Homecoming, and which is my favorite of the Spider-Man films. It feels so perfectly Spider-Man to me. In the tone, and it also does a really great job of mixing itself into the MCU. I just really love the film. Next is a very recent one. I've watched it multiple times, and I just love it so much. It's the exact kind of ridiculousness that I love in comic book movies, and that is the Marvels. And I know a lot of people were iffy on this film, but I loved it. Loved it. And it gave me a sign that I've been wanting from the MCU, which is characters just hanging out. And I know we've had that a few times, but but a lot of times the threat is so massive that we aren't able to get chance to have much time for the characters to just these superheroes to just hang out and have fun together, which we got to see that with their training sequence in this. Um, next, I'm gonna go with Blade. And I debated which one of the Wesley Snipes films to do, but I'm just gonna go with the first one on because just one because it's what started it all, and it's the Wesley Snipes Blade films are so much fun, and they're so campy, and I love vampires, and just everything about them was I loved. Next, I'm going with Hulk 2003. This is a film that I'm a Hulk fan, so obviously I wanted to make sure I could include a Hulk film on this list. But also, this is a film that I just absolutely love because it has um the way it uses his father in the film was really powerful, I thought, and it's one of the only time I'm pretty sure it is the only time in live action we've gotten a Hulk where they actually they talked a lot about how his father was abusive, and I have a very powerful connection to that because of the fact that I had an abusive father. So I definitely wanted to include that. Next, I'm going with Fantastic Four from 2004, or I love the early 2000s Fantastic Four films. They're so much fun and I love the team's dynamic. I think they were cast really well. I particularly love the relationship between Human Torch and the Thing. I think that they really nailed that. It was so much fun to see, especially like when they're pranking each other. It's just really great. Finally, at the 10th one, is another recent one, but unlike the Marvels, this is not really a controversial take because most people absolutely love this. Is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, which I feel like a lot of people don't actually realize that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was originally a comic book, but it was, so it's able to be included on this list. But I absolutely loved this film so much. It really felt so integrally a Ninja Turtles. I think Seth Rogen and absolutely killed it with this adaptation of them. And I also, as a Hulk fan, I love that Mikey he is this big fan of Hulk, and they use his role from Avengers Endgame to Endgame for a emotional moment in the film. I think that's really cool. And it's especially cool to me because as both Hulk is my favorite Marvel character, but Mikey has always been my favorite of the Ninja Turtles too. So that's so this is really cool. Now I do want to go into some honorable mentions, and I have 10 here, so I'm just gonna really quickly go through them. And Shang-Chi, I had a very emotional connection with this, and as well Eternals, I had again have very emotional connection with this. Is Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, they're just masterpieces. Is Scooby-Doo and Batman the Brave and the Bold, Brave and the Bold old is another one I absolutely loved. The first Deadpool I wanted to mention, and Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that is another one on not many people have seen, but I absolutely loved. Then Big Hero 6, I want to mention, and Hellboy, which honestly, all three of the Hellboy movies we've gotten, I've enjoyed a lot. So it could just, you can say it's any of them. And finally, for my final one I want to mention is Kingsman: The Secret Service. I love the Kingsman movies a lot, but all 10 of those last ones I mentioned, they're not on the same level as the 10 that I put as my actual top 10, but I did still want to mention them. That's why I say they're honorable mentions. And all right, that's all I want to say for this video. As always, Free Palestine. This again is your host, Smash Trivia John, signing off.